do you go? Where do you go to? I wanna know. How do you do it, that thing you do? Follow you blindly, I'll be your fool. Where do you go to? Where do you go? Where do you go to? I wanna know. How do you do it?
Hey everybody! Hi,
What's
welcome
up?
to Boy. Hi Rick, hi Cynthia.
What's
Feliz
up? What's
Navidad,
up?
Cynthia.
Feliz Navidad. Da, 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 da.
What is up with the Chris? We're not even at Thanksgiving yet.
That's
Oh
okay. I have a couple of Thanksgiving things around,
my God, the stress. Rick, do you agree with me? Is this a little too early? I think this is a little too early.
Little bit too early.
When did you start? Day after Halloween?
Actually, the weekend after.
No, I'm sorry. No. I think it's a little early. You don't think it's a little early. And when do you take it down?
Oh, after January 6th.
God. Have you always done it this early?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think your mother did it this early. I don't remember her doing it this early.
I honestly don't remember how early she did it.
No, I
But-
think this is you being crazy. Do your sisters do it this early? Hey, Melanie. Melanie, we played the intro.
Hey, Melanie. You
I
shouldn't
don't
see
know.
it.
How you doing, Melanie? Hey, Mario. Mario, I
Hey,
think you
Mario.
were living
Hey, Mario.
this
Hey,
occasion
Mel.
Jingle
today.
bells.
Joel's supposed to be stopping by, so we'll see if he stops in. Oh, and here he is. Let's see. Okay, so wait, before I put him on, Rick, he was telling me anyway. I'll tell you
Alma.
later. Wait, it's gonna be a pain in the ass. It's gonna be like a Tony-ism. Is what's gonna happen.
Hey, Alma.
Hopefully he's going to be.
No, look at
He is.
this. Joel.
I can see your chest.
We can see your chest.
I
Love
can't
the
see
chest.
anything.
Did you go to the gym? You're looking good. No, just kidding.
You look good though, boo. You look fabulous, but we can't see your face. Joel.
We're getting there. Mr. Helps Make
He already
Movies.
has bad ideas about who you are. Can you hear us? Are
Thumbs
you
up.
going to talk so we can see if we can hear you?
Just so you know, like this is not like a laughing matter what just happened to me. It's not funny.
Were you
Oh,
talking
no.
about Facebook?
Yeah, no, it's not like a funny haha thing. It's like really bad. So I'll talk to you and I just need to warm up.
No, sweetie, I know. And I'm not laughing at that. I told them that you just sent me that email about that. So we were laughing about Cynthia having fucking Christmas shit up at Halloween. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
no, I wasn't saying you were laughing at me. Hi,
yeah,
Cynthia.
we're like, yeah.
I
So
don't know.
everyone, so Joel, Cynthia, Joel. Cynthia is my cousin, and Joel is someone I worked with at Brand New School back in the day. So I've known him for 5 years. We're just gonna go at 5 years. Much longer than that. Do you want to talk about what happened on Facebook or?
Yeah, I'll just tell you what happened is all of a sudden this morning I couldn't get on Instagram. Long story short, I got kicked off Meta, so I'm erased off Facebook, Instagram, Threads, Facebook Messenger, because
Wow.
Instagram lets you have multiple handles with the same email. So I have my main Joel Lava that just shows all my cool art and work.
Right.
I have a personal, and I have my gun thing, and like I did a thing for mostly in 2020 for Biden that I
Right.
don't really use. It's gone, everything, because it's all connected to my email. They didn't just kick. First of all, no warning. They never said you are posting something that breaks our rules.
Our rules or something.
They just out of nowhere they said you're kicked off. You can appeal it once, and after that you can never appeal again, and you're permanently removed.
So
and
did
I-
you appeal it once and that's what they sent you?
Yeah, I like to appeal it. I had to prove I wasn't. I had to enter that garbled CAPTCHA shit. Then they sent me a code. I had to enter the code. Then I had to shoot a video of my face looking left, right, up, down. Then I took a picture of my driver's license, submitted it.
God.
Then they had me submit another code from my email, and then they review it and then kicked me off.
Wow.
Okay, so let's back up for a moment because the campaigns that you had, one of them was for Joe Biden, and that was a while ago. That was like
No, I was kicked off because
the
of
gun
guns.
one. But
because
what
I
was the
have
gun
one
one?
handle that is about anti-gun violence by presenting facts about the shootings and the gun makers that had the gun used in the shooting, and was building. I had finally gotten to 1,000 followers. I was about to like contact all media, like hundreds of emails, and I just got kicked off. And not only that, they erased everything. They didn't just kick that one handle off; they kicked off every other handle that's never talked about guns.
But I guess what? Wait. Of viewers, or you mean everyone in general? No, you mean of viewers,
They kicked off every one of my
right? Everyone.
existences on Meta.
I don't understand because I follow you. I was on all of those. I didn't think there was anything extreme about them.
Oh no, it's extreme. Like it's purposely a hammer. It's
Yeah,
very
but
brutal.
it's about anti-gun violence. It's not.
Right, but it
You're not
mentions
like selling
guns and
Uzis.
violence and mass shootings. That's all that it was not. It was like a I don't know what happened. But like my Instagram, my regular Instagram was actually gaining followers because of the Tyson promo I did.
Right.
Like I've posted a lot of cool stuff, but I don't usually like gain followers from it. I just get likes. This was actually like bing bang boom. I was gaining followers. So like that's an actual
Right. But
work.
wait a minute. But wait a minute.
That's a
let's
primary work thing
right. Let's tell
for
people what you
marketing.
do because people don't know what you do. He's a director, and you did a whole bunch of promos for the Mike Tyson.
I did one
Wow.
promo, but
Right.
it kicked ass.
Right. It kicked ass, and it was really great. So that's why this is so problematic. Is it's not just about your stance on certain
Well,
issues.
it's Facebook. Like I talk to I don't go on Facebook a lot, but that's how I talk to like a lot of friends
Right.
from who don't live in where it's crazy. Like I'm going to work on it's just I'm trying to be positive. I may end up having to reach out to all kinds of people I normally wouldn't have, which could get me exposure that I didn't even imagine. I know people involved in tech and Silicon Valley.
Yeah.
I can go to the press, not that we have a press anymore, but I can go to like maybe the local news is looking. I mean, one thing I need to do is go to all the local news stations anyway, because they don't know how to effing report on gun violence. Like they're idiots. And that's one
Mhm.
thing I've learned while working on this campaign. So there's things I can do. It's going to take a lot of shoe leather, which was necessary anyway. And it's a huge hassle, but it's also my mind instantly went to like our new president and like, if they don't like you, they go, "Hey Zuckerberg," and all these big tech guys are just sucking up. There's some, like the whole thing of fascism is don't submit without force. They've already all like Bezos wouldn't run an op-ed.
Right. No, I
Zuckerberg, they
remember
all are like
the New
kissing
York.
Trump's
Oh no, it was
ass.
Wall Street. Yeah, it was.
So all they have to do is like say there's a resistance, say bad stuff happens under Trump. I don't know, that's possible. I'm just rhetorically speaking,
right.
and say there's someone who's like offering a good form of resistance and ideas and they're gaining following and then Trump just goes, "Hey Zuck, kick this guy off Meta." Boom.
Right.
People can't find, I mean, there's still TikTok, Blue Sky, but this is like it just happened to me. Like
No, I know it did. You just sent to me the email. I know.
I
It just
just got
happened to
like
you.
the official appeal review and they're like, "No, you're done." We know, like they never told me, no warning, no like, "Hey, this post doesn't follow our guidelines, you need to take it down or you'll be banned." Or I feel like I've seen people on Facebook are like, "I'm back from my 30-day suspension."
Right. I've seen that too. I've
Like,
seen
but
that.
that is nothing. It was just out of nowhere. You're out.
Now you said, can I ask a question? You said everything got erased. How do you know if you can't get in?
Yeah, they deleted you, but they haven't. Nothing's ever erased.
Well, that's the least of my problems. I have
Yeah.
backups of work. Like I could.
No, I'm saying if they find a way to get you back on, they'll have all your stuff. It's not. It's not deleted.
But what I mean is, it's erased as in anyone looking for
can't
me,
see
I
it.
no longer exist.
Yeah, I
Oh,
just
okay.
went to look for you and I couldn't find you. Yeah, it says that this page no longer exists when I looked for you.
So we'll see. I'm gonna reach out to friends in high places, and if they can't help me, they know other people. But like I said, maybe this will end up supercharging my message in the first place. But right now, I combined with what happened 3 weeks ago, 2 weeks ago,
Oh.
with what's going on now, and now this, I
Well,
am
if you need
filled.
my help, let me know. I'm happy to.
I'm filled with rage. Like I haven't stopped clenching my teeth for 3 weeks, and like my jaw hurts, and I can't open my mouth.
I love that this is you in rage. I wish.
Well,
me in
it's
rage. I know.
It's
You're-
inside. Trust me, it's not.
No, I
Oh,
know.
I understand that.
Sweetie, I'm so sorry. I feel bad.
Hmm.
Well, so you want to talk about dating? What do you want to talk about?
And smooth
Wait, how many
transition.
people are on this? How many people are watching?
We don't want to talk about dating. You do. I told you in 2 weeks, not next week is Thanksgiving, but the week after, we have a woman coming on. I forgot her name. But she's coming on. I'm going to send it to Cynthia and Rick so they can do their little research. And she's all about relationships and dating. And I specifically said that we will have someone on who wants to ask questions about dating. And that
How
will
many
be
people are on this pod viewing right now?
right now, 24.
Oh wow, that's good.
I mean, it's something. I mean,
No, that's impressive.
like, well, I mean, it's not like Joe Rogan numbers or anything. It's like 23. We just lost somebody. See, like, but I don't know. Like, I don't want to have fun now because I feel bad because I can sense.
Oh please, there's a lot of things worse going on in the world than just my problem, so you can still have fun.
No, but it just happened. Let's.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have called in. Like I said, I just have to warm up because it's literally like right before this.
Well, let's talk about Cynthia and her bullshittery with this Christmas shit. No, I'm just kidding. I just think it's a little too early. I think I'm just going to tell you
Hey,
that
it brings me joy.
Oh my God, but it's not. We haven't even had Thanksgiving yet.
That's
Where's your
okay.
Thanksgiving?
I'm thankful for my decorations.
Oh my God.
Carmen, when is the proper time?
I think you have to wait till after Thanksgiving.
Like when? Like
The
Friday?
day after Thanksgiving. I think the normal thing is, I don't know, but the normal thing is like you put up the tree the Friday after Thanksgiving.
So this is just 1 week early. Is that big of a
No,
difference?
no, honey. She said after Halloween. Fucking after Halloween. She just didn't show us this view a couple weeks ago. That's all we do. Because she knew we would rag on her. So
I just saw a post that made me laugh. It said, so I hear you're sick of all the Christmas songs being played during Thanksgiving. So write some more Thanksgiving songs. Good point.
there's no
Good
Thanksgiving.
point.
Speaking
That
of
is-
songs, Rick, can you please show every? Hey,
See
Alma,
if I
why
can do
didn't
it.
say hi to Alma?
I'm with Alma. Thanksgiving is part of the holiday season.
It is, but it's not Christmas. Okay, let me just tell you something. I was watching on TikTok this week, and I was just crying, laughing because there was some stuff going on. I sent it to Rick because it has a little religiosity to it, and I didn't want to offend him. But Rick, you're gonna show the TikTok,
Try to bring it up.
and I don't think I sent it to Cynthia, and I know Joel don't know, but this had me dying, and I don't know if people know, but we'll see. Who is up here? Oh, Rick, this is you. This is you.
Yeah.
Hi, Rick.
Hey, what's up?
Wait, you may want to put it on pause for a moment.
Oh,
Wait, how do I so that we can all see it? Let me just see here.
yeah. Keep trying different ones till. Oh, that actually works.
That worked.
Yeah.
Yeah, but go back to the other one. That was good.
This one?
No,
The other one
where
you can
it
see
was
us
on the
bigger.
left.
Yeah, because it's a vertical video anyway.
That one?
No.
No.
Keep going. Try another one. Nope.
No. Yeah.
There.
There you go.
Really? With all of us here? Okay. All right, good.
Yeah.
All right, put it from the beginning, Rick, because this is
Yep.
hilarious.
His face.
Oh my God. I say this as somebody who grew up going to church and at one point led praise and worship. Is that what y'all think that song is about? Oh Lord, bless your heart. Y'all are either really sheltered or really dumb. I don't even like Madonna that much, but I just know she's somewhere laughing her ass off right now. Madonna was not getting on her knees to pray, but she sure was saying the Lord's name a lot, if you catch my drift.
You know, I never realized that was what the song was about.
It wasn't about prayer. It's
It was
not
about blowjobs.
Yeah, oh my God,
I-
come on. Really?
No. Well, because look, when that song came out, I was like,
What's next? The Nate's Heavy.
I was 11 or 12, and the
Came out in
video was
1989.
the music video was all about like burning crosses and black and white. So I just always put that, and I just moved on with my life. But that TikTok actually, I was like, wait. And I actually put it together before that guy said anything. I was like,
Okay, so Joel, I love you, but you know what? I can't believe you didn't know. I knew. I've always known what that song was about, and here's why. Even the bigger reason. So in 1989, Pope John Paul banned and spoke out against the song and the video because of its imagery and what it was. It wasn't about prayer. Pepsi canceled its endorsement because
Yeah.
the Pope did this. You know what I mean? And it still was number one on the Billboard charts. So I just there are so many TikTok. There were kids in the choir singing the song.
but the teacher is the one who did that to them.
Oh my God! It's
Wait,
so
I thought it was banned because it had burning crosses and it was crossing the line about race.
race. It
sensitivity.
was, yeah. But
I didn't think it was a. Why did she make a burning cross and racial comments about blowjobs? That's weird.
she
Who knows why Madonna does what she does?
Good point.
It's like Madonna, Prince. They kind of always were on that line. Always,
Yeah.
kind of, but no, come on. And
Wow.
being the Christian.
What about the parents?
No. I want to hear what Rick has to say. He texted me.
Honestly, at that time I wasn't thinking that, but the crosses on fire disturbed me because I was like, ain't that like KKK stuff? I remember her being in the church and wearing what she was wearing. I was like, I know God takes you as you are, but church people may not. So you might want to wear something else. The whole loving the statue, and then he comes to life and the kissing
Yeah.
in the church, and I'm like, what is happening here? What is going, Madonna? What is you doing? Like, but I didn't take it directly as. I mean, I understood like a prayer doesn't mean prayer, like a prayer. So it's not like you were actually praying. So, but I didn't catch what everybody's saying now. Then I guess I was too innocent.
I just think it's interesting that they didn't do a Google search. They just took the words as is and were like, "Oh, this is a beautiful song." For
And I
Christ."
wonder too, because it just played in the Deadpool movie. Maybe that's why it got popular again.
Yeah. Do you
Yeah,
think?
but Deadpool was doing it ironically. You know what I mean?
Right.
They were being funny.
Do you think one of the dads stood up and said, "Honey, they're playing our song"?
So I all week I've been giggling about this because there's been so many videos and it's different churches. It's not just one church.
Oh,
And there's
it's school. I've
solos
seen
and-
something of like schools and stuff.
Oh my God, I was dying. I was crying. I just thought it was good. What'd you say, Joel? I'm sorry.
Schools are all school choirs, not just churches.
Yeah, it's just kind of funny. So Google is free. And
Mhm.
and all I keep thinking is Madonna. Like I was trying to research, see if Madonna has said anything about it yet, but I'm sure she's just laughing the whole time, like
I saw something else similar, not this song. So they just did Agatha All Along, and the big thing in that show is they have this song that if the witches sing the song, it's supposed to open up a door and then you go into this place, blah, 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 blah. But I mean, it's a witchy song. It's clearly a witchy song. I kid you not. I saw in a church this little women's choir singing in the church and all the people clapping. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm like, you just sang a witch song in church? Okay, this is where we are now. Okay.
Google is free, people. Google is free.
I just started watching The Punisher from 2017, the
Oh, wow.
series.
What's the Punisher?
It's what's his name? But it's about a guy who
I gotta look him up.
basically takes justice into his own hands, and he's very brutal. And his
Is it on
methods.
Amazon? Is it that big
No,
guy?
well, that's my point. It's
Oh.
on Disney
Yeah,
Oh.
because
because
Marvel.
he's a Marvel character, but there's nothing that like it is brutal. There's
Yeah.
cursing. It's
Mhm.
like there's nothing like they literally show they're in Kandahar and there's like an innocent guy strapped up and they put a gun to his head and they show him getting shot and they show the blood.
That's
It's
Disney,
like-
right? Cynthia is the Disney expert here. So that sounds very much like Disney, right?
Oh yeah. It's funny, ever since like Marvel and Disney got together, they definitely have loosened their strings a little when it comes to like what they're showing and all the
Mhm.
verbal stuff. And I'm just like, okay, Disney's definitely going dark a little bit.
Well, now
And now they're
Hulu-
matched up with Hulu too.
I was
So
just going to say that when they're matched up and you can actually get a deal and purchase Hulu and Disney together. And I'm like, okay, so we're just
And ESPN Plus.
No one
Oh,
cares
yeah.
about ESPN Plus here, but
Oh, now you can get HBO Max with it
or
too.
HBO Max. That's what we would get. That's what we would do. But I do it month to month as I need it. Like, I'm cheap. I don't do it that way. So, Joel, you're so stressed. I feel bad.
No, I'm trying to sit at the right angle because the light is making my
Baby, you
eyes
look
look like
fine.
black
We all
holes.
enjoying the view. It's fine. You look good, baby. You look good. Don't worry about it. You're like, even that, you're like so like you even do it like for real. You're like, your energy is down. Very hot. We're very into that. Yeah.
I didn't even comb my hair. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Oh, I wouldn't have known.
Feel better. Like, but you're not in that mood to be happy. I'm sorry.
No,
How can we help you? Or how can I help you? You'll let me know.
do you know anyone who works at a local news station?
I actually know people who work at Meta. We'll talk.
At where?
At Meta. At Facebook.
Oh, okay. Well, that's how you'll help me.
That's how I'll help you. Yeah. I used to I was a producer for Creator Upload, which it still is a podcast that talks all about the creator economy. And we had a lot of people that we interviewed, and we interviewed a lot of people from Meta. And actually, one of the co-hosts on that podcast is actually someone who used to work at Meta in a big time position, not like, as an assistant. So yeah, I will call you. So we'll figure it out. But I just feel bad. Like, I know your mood is, I know you're trying. You didn't have to come on, but I'm glad you did because I missed you.
One thing I didn't realize that now you bring this up is the interconnectivity of all these different apps. Like, I think we kind of forget it's all together. If Facebook is gone, then Instagram, you can't log into Instagram, you can't log into Threads. It's like we forget how interconnected they are.
You said you're on Blue Sky. I've had an account on Blue Sky for a long time, but I haven't been using it. But I know a lot of people went over
Everyone's
there.
gone there. It feels like Twitter 10 years ago. It's simple. There's no people being toxic. I mean, that may change, but yeah, it's great.
Is it different
like,
from Threads? I mean, I don't do Threads either. But
Threads just never feels right. Plus, Threads is Meta, and Meta specifically does not push political content. So if you want to talk politics or news, I don't know if you like on Instagram. Do you know News Not Noise? Janet Yellen, not Janet Yellen. Her name's she's the Treasury Secretary.
I'm like,
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But I forgot. It's Jessica Yellen, and she left CNN and started doing her own Instagram thing and was like giving her take on the news. And she was building a huge following, and then she was just getting throttled. And she put up a post that if you want to see my stuff, you got there's like this 6 steps to go into the preferences to say, allow me to see this stuff in my feed.
wow.
Because Meta, Facebook, I guess they only allow disinformation from the right, but otherwise they don't. So Threads and Facebook and Instagram are horrible if you want to talk news or politics. So they can go to fucking hell.
Well, a lot of people who are on TikTok are now basing themselves on YouTube, and I think they're doing that because they're concerned about what's going to happen to TikTok. Although TikTok's not going to go away, I promise you, it's not going to go away.
Yeah,
there's no way it's going. Melanie just said I can't figure out how to log into Blue Sky. I should.
Well, I'm going to switch. I've already planned on doing more TikTokian things, and I'll just. Oh God.
I know. I want to give you a hug. Look at even Cynthia like by her face. She's like, I just love him. He's so sad. You know what? We'll figure it out.
There's a lot of TikTok.
Like, there's this guy. I met with him for 2 hours last week. I've met him because I did a gun project for it. I did a new animation about. I'm going to release that right after Thanksgiving. He's 30 years. He worked for Brady campaign for like 25 years. He was taking weekly meetings in Vice President Joe Biden's office in the White House weekly. Like he's a player, and we got along great. So like things are happening, and as soon as it's like up, it's like.
But was that the only platform you were on?
I was focusing on Instagram, so.
You were focusing on Instagram, yeah. Okay.
Like I don't post daily or weekly, and I feel like that's what you have to do on TikTok.
Well, I think on TikTok, I mean, I've been kind of playing around with it. If you do post every day, you start to get lots of followers. And then, like, I stopped because I can't do it every day. I
Yeah.
stopped, and then, like, you don't get any. It's just because they push you out if you put stuff out there, and
That's
also if you
crazy.
comment on other people's stuff. So
Ugh.
I did a little test. Like, if I don't comment on other people's stuff, but I post, I get like no.
Really?
And also, I don't get any views for anything I do through third parties. So whenever I do any of the things that you guys see on Instagram or Facebook, I'm not posting those as they're going out. They're scheduled on Loomly, right? I use a scheduling app. So I don't get any views for those because they know they're coming from a third party. You get views, but you don't get any likes and stuff. So like playing this game with the algorithm and figuring stuff out is interesting. Hey, Tony, how are you?
Hey, Tony.
Oh,
I'm not a
watching
I'm not a
us during the football game.
16-year-old. I can't be like posting every day and commenting and all this crap.
Right.
But we did an experiment the other day. Remember, Carmen?
What was the experiment we did? Oh, we went on TikTok and
TikTok.
tried to go live.
Got a lot of people, and we didn't even know we were doing it.
And we were on for like 10 minutes, like at most.
Not even.
Not even 10 minutes. And there was like 600 people in the room.
Why don't you keep doing that?
Because I work for. Do you want to give me some of your trust fund?
Well, I mean, instead of doing it on this platform, why not do it on
Because
TikTok?
this platform goes to all the other ones, and this platform is live streaming, and it's going to, right, Rick? Now it's going to allow.
They're working on bringing in TikTok integration, and it's going to be a lot easier than the old way to do it.
Yeah, I think the really important thing that I'm learning, I know we all know this, is you don't want to just focus on one social media anyway. You know what I mean? You want to be able to be on all of them or play with all of them and have a following on all of them. I have more followers on TikTok than anywhere else, but I don't do my show on there. Tony just said y'all went on TikTok. I didn't see that. It was like because we got freaked out. It was like 10 minutes and I was like, what is happening? And people were sending shit. I made $5.92 that day. I was like, hey, we're on there for 10 minutes. But you can't cash out till it's a substantive amount of money or something. And I don't know, but Joel, so you're going to start doing TikTok more. And do you have a YouTube channel?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. What's your YouTube? Is it Joel Lava? Do I follow you on?
Oh, well, there's me. I feel like Instagram is the place to be for being an artist, like director, designer, whatever, AI. So that really sucks.
Yeah. I don't think it's over yet, though. I don't think it's over yet. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be all right. We're going to figure it out. I'm so sorry.
Question. Let's say they say, sorry, no, we're just not going to do it. Can't you just start a new one?
No,
I understand you have to start over, get all the followers again. Da, da, da.
I have to go repost like a million things. Yeah, and then I have to. I mean, that was the thing though. Is in the I increased in like the last few months I doubled the size of my following. I don't know these people though.
Because of the Mike Tyson thing.
No, it was because of other things I was doing to reach out and try to like gain followers, but it was taking work. I didn't buy like bot followers. They were like real people.
I think that's the hardest thing is like we don't do bots. And so like that's why I get excited every time I get more people on LinkedIn. I'm like, yay. I get so excited.
I think this is too why people say when you start to get a good following to have a email list, because they say, God forbid if something happens, you still have a way to contact these people.
Yeah, but an email.
But it's work.
Who looks at emails?
I know.
I know you do, Joel. I'm just saying, like, email lists drive me up a wall because all of those, like, whenever I join an email list, it goes to my spam email, and I never look at it. I don't look at it ever. Like, my friends have my real email, but all the other lists I'm on, spam.
Why did you just code switch there?
Because what?
You just changed your accent.
Because I'm who I am. I don't know. Is that bothering you?
No, I just think it's interesting. I like linguistics.
You like linguistics?
I was gonna say you're starting to sound like a Republican.
I know, right? You want me to code switch again, bitch? For real.
Her Boston accent comes out sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it comes out. Is that a Boston accent? Yeah, my ghetto-ness. Come on.
I thought you were like Queens or something. New York.
No.
Wow, Joel.
Okay, well,
Joel, you know what? I was loving you. No, I'm not.
well, I grew up in Texas, so Philly, Boston, New York are literally all the same places to me.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Joel, it was nice to see you. Good luck with
Bye.
Facebook, bitch.
Oh, like every fucking city below the Mason-Dixon line isn't the same to you.
Dude, what are you doing? I know where Austin, Texas is. And
Right.
whenever I talk to people from Texas, I love Austin.
Is
And
there a
we have
difference to
guy
you
who's
between
down there all the
Mobile,
time.
Alabama, and Tallahassee, and Savannah, and
I'm not as rude as you
Shreveport?
are. I'm not as rude as you are. That's the difference.
Can't we all just get along? Why do you have to
Oh.
be so divisive about Philly versus Boston?
You started it, you pain in the ass. Wow, I can't believe you just said you thought I was from where? The Bronx? You said the Bronx.
Brooklyn, I think you
Brooklyn.
said.
I'll take it. Brooklyn's cool. It's all right. No, Cynthia's from Boston. We're from Boston. I can't believe all this time you thought I was from Brooklyn.
No, I'm sure you told me Boston many times, but in my mind, it all just goes into one Venn diagram of East Coast.
So he's from Austin, Texas. So if Brian comes in the house, he'll know why. Brian is from, I think, Houston, Texas. The only part of Texas I like are two places, and Austin is cool, not because of you, but because I've been to Austin many times. And then I have a friend and lots of family friends, who I think are cool. Cynthia, the fireman, Levi. The fireman, yeah. And Rick is like, fuck, fireman. Here we go again. The fireman. He's in Fort Worth, Texas. So, yeah. So that's okay too. Yeah. Joel, you okay? I'm just messing with you. So, I'm gonna kick your ass after we finish here. But
I'm glad you got backups of your stuff. That's good because not everybody has that foresight to have that.
Well, he doesn't post anything he doesn't design and do himself.
Right.
But it's not about that, right? It's about all of the people. It's all the followers. And, but you can ask all your friends also if you want, but you have to decide what you want to do to have people know what's going on. We can post stuff for you and say to follow you somewhere else. But you got to think about how you want to do that.
Yeah.
I
just, it's all kinds of angry because it's also like, how do you just kick me off, not just off one platform without a warning, but everything? And there was no warning. And I don't even know that a real human even had any role in that.
That's what I was going to say, because the thing you sent me didn't look like a human person. It looked like a template. And that's why I'm a little bit concerned about it, because your stuff, I know what you're saying, that it's, I guess, the other extreme of what the NRA would post. But there was nothing that you did that I thought was in violation of anything. If anything, it was about preventing gun violence.
I did try to post some stuff and it wouldn't let me because it had the words gun and mass shooting in the description.
Yeah, they can't do that though. Like, you're having a conversation. That's like.
So what I did is I spelled gun like G***N, or spelled mass shooting M**SS.
Right.
And so it got through their algorithms.
Clearly not, maybe.
Well, it did, but it's like, again, I'm just providing facts.
How long ago did you set up this site though too? This was like 2 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not even like a new thing. That's what's so weird.
Right.
What was the last thing you posted?
The last thing I posted was like in July. It was like one of the most popular things I did was all the mass shootings that have occurred in the first 6 months of this year.
Mm-hmm.
You remember that?
Yeah.
And in less than 60 seconds, it shows every.
Right, you showed every single one. It was like a
click, 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 click.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because it was all design type, so I had to enter each one. And after the first 100, it was just depressing because almost every mass shooting is man kills family, then himself. Man kills family, then himself. And there were like 360 shootings in the first 6 months, mass shootings, which is defined as 3 or more people are injured or killed. And what's crazy is I know someone, she's not prone to like crying or anything. And she started crying because she knows someone who was killed in that list. And she was kind of not dealing with it. But to just see it as like a split
Right.
second statistic, and then we're on to the next. So that was the last one I posted.
But that was back in June or something, right?
July.
July. That's weird that they just did this now. It's so weird.
And I've also never heard of somebody being banned from all the platforms at once like that. I've never heard of that.
Did the same post go on all of them?
Did you piss somebody off that you weren't supposed to?
That would be great. That's kind of the point of the campaign. But if that's the case, I'd like to know. Like, if I was going to be successful in my campaign, I'll know I'm successful if I'm like pissing people off and getting death threats.
Okay, let's not encourage that. What are you talking about, weirdo?
If I'm taking on the entire gun industry, that's a really dangerous game.
Yeah, I know, but let's not. Okay, so let's talk about dating. So who are you? I don't want to
What-
get motherfucking banned, bitch. Like, let me coach.
What are
banned.
What are your questions for the dating lady?
I don't have. Well, they haven't gotten the information. I just confirmed with her. She'll be on.
Hey, Charlie.
Charlie, how are you? So cute. I love Charlie. Charlie's my favorite, I think. Besides Melanie, we love Melanie. We love Melanie too, but Charlie's my favorite guy.
Oh, speaking of Charlie, I've been watching that show you talked about, The Time Tunnel.
Oh, you
That's-
did?
I've been watching it. I'm like, this is pretty good. It's pretty
Quantum
good.
Leap stole from it. He was all
Yeah,
happy about
he's
it.
right. He's right. I could see it. But yeah, it's pretty good.
Okay, so I don't know what the questions are going to be for, but Rick and Cynthia have not gotten her information yet because I just confirmed with her yesterday. I think her name is Christy, but I can't remember. I'm so sorry. And it'll be interesting to talk
I
about.
think you need to create some questions. Otherwise, you're just like, dance, monkey, entertain us.
Sweetheart, do you not watch the show ever? Of course, we always. Did you know? Last week we had a guest on. We always have a guest on once a month. We ask them questions. We're very prepared. We just didn't know you were going to be in trauma today. Like, I'm just saying, I'm giving you space, baby.
So what's like a question? I want to know one of your questions.
For today? Well, we were
No.
both going to talk about for the
For the
lady.
relationship goddess.
What would you like one of the questions to be?
I don't have any questions. I know
You do,
everything.
because you're the one who's stressing about. Tell us what's wrong with your dating life. What's going on? Are you on all the dating apps?
I wouldn't say there's anything wrong with it.
So why did you want to talk about dating?
I was curious what your questions were.
For her? I haven't come up with them yet, but I think we're just gonna.
This is starting to sound like the Tyler Perry, Dr. Phil skit in the movie. Why are you so angry? Why are you so angry? Why do you have to get back at somebody? Because when they get back at you, you got to get them. Why do you got to get them? Because when they get you, this is what it sounds like.
It's a struggle to talk to Joel on a regular day, but he's in his mood. I don't want to be mean to him.
He's forgiven. He's traumatized today.
I know. So I think the questions about dating is more about relationships. I'm more intrigued about relationships and how you deal with toxicity and how you get rid of it. I'm not so concerned about dating. You know what I mean? I think the dating culture is very different right now. And it's interesting, especially if like you're on TikTok and social media and watching people stressing about the dating apps. I mean, one of the funniest is, what's that woman's name? Oh, I can't remember her name. She's a Black woman. She's been on SNL. She's hilarious. She's got the hair. What is her name? She's so funny about the dating apps.
Yeah, I know.
What's her name? I can't remember, but she's
blanking.
so funny about it. And it's like, I think she's on point that they should put them all in one, you know what I mean? And just call them the leftovers. Dying, you know? So I think dating in this day and age is a very difficult thing. It's why I choose not to do it. I think it's a hard,
It's hard to trust people.
age. What?
I said it's hard to trust who you're talking to and to meet people.
And you've experienced this how long ago? She's
Many,
been married for like
many.
30 years. So last week you were on the dating site?
You know, keeping my options open.
Oh,
And Juan not home tonight? Like, you don't date either.
No.
See?
You're not
Joel,
in
you're
my
the only one.
situation.
You're going to have to be on the show and ask all your questions. I think dating is hard because it's been put to this really high level of expectations, as opposed to the dating sites being just like going to a bar or a party where you just might happen to meet somebody. You know what I mean? You may or may not. Like, I don't go to a dinner party or out to work like with a client and people or whatever and think, oh my God, I hope I'm going to meet someone and I'm going to date them. You know what I mean? You just go out and you have a good time, and you may or may not meet someone, and they may or may not be worthy or whatever, but you just open yourself up to those possibilities. But I think dating sites put the expectations to this thing, like, you're going to meet someone, you're going to love them, they're going to love you back, and you're going to get married, you're going to have kids, and then and people get so disappointed because 95% of the time you're not even going to like the person you went out on that first date with, because relationships are hard.
I was just watching the show last week, and the couple said, and they were married with kids. So he asked, how did you guys meet? We met in an elevator. I was like, on an elevator?
I can see
Wow.
That's
That's
as much
wild.
as it is. Yeah. I actually think that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Ooh, tomorrow when I'm in the elevator, I'm gonna be like, hey, hi. Yeah. I went and got my hair done. Y'all know, a couple weeks ago, got the hair done or whatever. And I was surprised that I actually got dressed up to go to get my hair done. But I know why, because I knew what part of Venice and Mar Vista I was going to be in. You know what I mean? I was like, okay, those are my people. Charlie and his wife met over coffee. Yeah, but Charlie, I remember you back in the day before you got married. So I hope your wife is not in the room. Like, Charlie was the type of guy that he would walk and you'd be like, damn. And he'd be like, hey, how you doing?
Like Joey from Friends. How you doing?
I mean, but he was a sexy motherfucker, but it was just too funny. Like, he was just, it wasn't, you didn't have a hard time picking up women is what I'm saying, Charlie. And that was a different time. That's how I met Charlie. Not that he was picking me up, because I was a good, kind person, but I enjoyed the view. I met a lot of people over coffee. Yeah. So it's a different time. Yeah. Okay, Joel, what are you thinking? What has your dating life been like? Do you want to talk about that or not?
Oh, I thought you didn't want to talk about it. We
We've
don't
been
have to.
talking about it for 5 minutes.
It's actually probably been like a year since we last talked, I think.
About dating? You on the show, you mean?
Yeah. It's been good. I've had no problems. See, what happened is after the last show, some of the women I went out with had, Googled me, and they saw the show and listened. And
Are you serious? Is that why
yeah.
you're on here, trying to use this as a ticket?
No, I didn't. Remember, I didn't even know it was on LinkedIn until it was too late. So
Do you
I
remember
will
you
say,
called me? I called you when you were on your way to a date. Remember, you were driving. I forget where you were driving up north or something.
Date's doing a lot of work there, but yeah. So I would say what's been good at my old age is everyone I'm going out with turns out
Killing me about. Bye,
They're-
Charlie.
they're generally my age and yet generally are single mothers. And there's none of the crap from 20s and 30s of like marriage and kids hanging over it, biological clocks, commitment. As far what I mean by that is like, is this person the one? Is there, and then you're analyzing, well, there's this I like about him, and I just, none of that's going on. And I just accept whoever every person I go out with, I have a great time because I'm just enjoying meeting people and just celebrating whoever they are and not analyzing them. And it's liberating. And they can feel that. They feel the lack of judgment. And so it's just made it all fun.
So, but do they feel the same way that you do? Or are they heartbroken when you walk away?
It's a long
I
delay
do
there,
not ask
brother.
questions I don't know the answer to, but go ahead.
I would say, I call it, I've been decommissioned by several people who wanted, we're starting out, knew that it was not exclusive, but ended up wanting it to be, and I still wasn't there. And so it was too painful to not be exclusive. So then I was decommissioned. So it's not like they didn't like me. It was the opposite. And that makes me feel bad because I don't want to hurt anyone.
So Cynthia, I know you've talked to Alden, but you haven't met Alden yet. But this
Wait,
is
what did I?
the same
Why
exact-
is Charlie saying Joel's killing me? I'm out.
You just saw that?
Charlie's patience is less than mine. So
Well, what did I do wrong? What did I do wrong?
you didn't do anything wrong. Nothing. You did nothing wrong. Nothing at all.
Rick,
He's
what
being
does that
funny.
mean?
Charlie's a big time screenwriter here in Los Angeles. He's in Hollywood. He's just being funny. Don't take it personally.
He's probably still watching.
He's still watching. We've only lost one person since you came on. I'm just kidding. He's probably still watching. He's just being funny. Don't.
So basically, you're having fun. And
Yeah.
you're good with that, and you're wanting people that also want to have fun and not say, "Let's head for
But the
marriage."
reason why I brought up Alden to Cynthia is because Alden does the same thing. It's like Alden and I'm not saying this is what you want, Joel, but he says the same kind of thing. But what Alden wants is that long-term, non-committal, committed. You know what I mean? Like the cake and eat it too thing. Because we all want companionship. We all want that. You know what I mean? But
I think the word these days is situationship.
oh, teach me what?
That's it. Situationship is what
What
you
does
just
that mean?
described. What you just described is called a situationship.
So say it back to me so I understand. Because I'm.
It's
confused.
where you're dating, but you're not fully exclusive, but you're not like full on polyamorous, and it's not like about threesomes, and it's not necessarily ethically non-monogamous, which is, E&M is a popular term these days. It's just you're having fun with someone. You just basically it's someone you get along great with, but you don't want to like fully commit and deal with all the like next level boyfriend girlfriend
So
stuff.
friend with
So it's
benefits.
well, it's like a friends
Basically.
with benefits, but it's a little more because friends with benefits, and Carmen, actually you're right on how you define it. Friends with benefits means it doesn't mean you like take them out to a nice dinner, because that's crossing the line. But a situationship, you might do that. You might go do a romantic activity, but then it's just for that moment. It doesn't mean that you're going to go home and meet the parents or the kids.
Can we go back to Carmen, you're right part? I love that. You know that's going to be a clip, right? Just that part, just him
Yeah.
speaking.
Well, you could just record me. I'll say whatever you want me to say.
Imagine if you could go through all the past broadcasts and find every time somebody said Karma's right and make a clip. Karma's right. Karma's right. Karma's right. That'd be hysterical.
These are the moments that mean so much to me now. Look, I think relationships are hard, and I think people put a lot into wanting the thing that we see in movies a lot, right? Without realizing all the other stuff that goes along with those kind of happy endings that are never happy endings, right? They're just the beginning of the next part of it all. So I think friendships are so important, and they mean more to me than anything. And then if you can have sex and intimacy and you can enjoy dinner and then that's amazing. Hey, Ash, how are you? How you doing? Long time no see. Can I come to Canada? No, I'm just kidding. But I think that's what's kind of changing too, is kind of this idea. I was talking to a whole bunch of women the other day, young women, and we were having this conversation because so many of them don't want to have kids. And I was like, you know what, that's cool, but you don't have to make that decision today. Just be careful. But they were like, oh, I'm never having kids. And I was shook by how like they're just so positive about they're already having these conversations. I mean, I knew early on I didn't want to have children, but it's kind of interesting to watch how this next generation of kids are saying, I just want to go out and have fun. I want to meet a guy and I want to have fun. And, I don't want to have a wedding. I want to have a party when I'm 30 and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay. You know what I mean? I was like, that's how you do it. Have a big ass party when you're 30. You don't have to get married to have the wedding party, and I'm not against marriage and I'm not against weddings. And that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying relationships matter, because for all those weddings, for all my friends who got married, most of them are divorced. Most of them. You know what I mean?
That's one. I've gone out with several women who still want to, obviously their first marriage, I can tell you, wow, like there's some real assholes out there, but they're like, I still believe there's someone out there. I still believe I can have a meaningful blah, blah. And I'm like, well, how many successful relationships have you had? Because I would say if you're divorced, then you haven't. unless the cutoff is more than 10 years or more than 3 years, it's successful. There's an argument for that, but I'm like, why would I want to get in a relationship when every relationship I've ever been in failed?
But is it the definition of what a successful relationship is? Wouldn't you say that your children are a successful?
Well, I'm talking about a romantic relationship with a
But you
female.
had a romantic relationship with your wife, right? So I'm not trying to put you on the spot, but this is where I get annoyed at people. It's like, why does that have to be a failure of a relationship? Why can't that be actually that was successful and now we're moving on to the next thing? That's my
Well,
kind
I
of
have kind of a harsh comparison, which you know me. It's like if you get when you have a dog, let's assume we all like dogs because I do. I'm talking about
Cynthia
like a
hates
pet
dogs, but go ahead.
No,
or
I
a dog
don't.
or a cat. A dog or a cat or a lizard, whatever you like as a pet. But for a dog, like let's say it's 15 years and it dies. The first 12 years are great. The last 3 years when he starts to go in decline, they're not great, but the dog still wags its tail, it still licks your face, and it's sad, but it's a cycle of life and we accept it. And when that dog dies, we don't say, I'm never getting a dog again. We have to grieve and go through that
Right.
stages of dabbed of depression or of grieving, stages of grieving. But then you get another pet. But a relationship, say it's a 15-year relationship, first 2 years are pretty great, but there's still some arguing. And then it's just like, and it just goes down. And like they say, every relationship was dead. Like if it's 10 years, then it was bad for the last 5. Like they say, cut it in half. And if having a pet was the same dynamic as a relationship, no one would ever have a pet
Okay,
because it's
well, you're sitting in a room with Cynthia, who's been married for how long?
20. It'll be 27 years.
And they're
congratulations.
pretty happy. I mean, but here's the thing. I mean, okay, I'm not okay. I'm sorry. I'm gonna get all personal, but you guys have had your issues, but it feels to me, even though you know I hate Juan with all my heart. The thing that's interesting about you guys is that you guys are really great friends. So
Mhm.
when the bullshit happens, when the hard things happen, and you guys have confronted some shit, I'm not
Mhm.
gonna air that out here, but you guys, it's that friendship that seems to kick in and get you through it.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of my friends, Andrea included, because we all know Andrea, you know what I mean? I never thought these people were best friends when they got married.
Well,
Was that-
I'm not. I do believe at least around 20% of marriage relationships are legit because you have two mature people who communicate. There's also luck involved because even if you're getting along great for 10 years, what if a job opportunity comes and like a hard decision or an illness either in the family or with the person? And I was talking to a nameless person because I don't know who listens to this. This nameless person said that they had a great marriage. Then well, I'm not going to say it. I don't want to.
okay, that's right. You don't have to say it. It's okay.
But the point is, anything can happen, and I see a relationship as like two vines growing together and weaving and wrapping around each other, and then one starts to go in this direction, the other one winds with it, and you want to always be going together. And yeah, like a relationship at its best is you go through some shit, but you support each other and you have patience and you listen and you support, and that requires a lot of maturity. It requires luck that you're in the same wavelength. Like, for instance, like I know someone whose marriage, I don't, again, this wasn't like it was a normal marriage, but his wife went down the wormhole of anti-vax QAnon shit
Mhm.
and she was gone. So, like, there's some luck in that because it just so happened COVID came and that whole QAnon shit that seems to like get
Did
susceptible
they get
people.
divorced?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, so
Hi, Anthony.
there's luck, and
Hey.
I'm sure Cynthia.
You can
I would I'm totally projecting here, but I would bet that Cynthia takes moments, not maybe every day, but it's like of gratitude that has someone that she's on such a good page with you're because there's so many examples where people are truly in love and the first 5 years are great or whatever, but then life happens and to go this far is like is a blessing. And I agree it happens. I don't know Cynthia, but I just in the abstract, I know there's long relationships that do work and are beautiful, and that's like an ideal. But
Why does it work, Cynthia?
Communication. You definitely have to, like you said, Juan can be a handful sometimes, and I
No,
can
he's
too.
an angel. You are an angel. You're an angel.
And he always says the first year is your probation period. So there really shouldn't be any arguing. It's like your honeymoon phase, you know, that first year is everything should be all like Candyland and rainbows and everything because you're still in that honeymoon phase. If you're arguing and fighting over stupid shit the first 2 years, then that's not going to work. It's not going to last because it's just going to continue. You know, you honestly, he is a really good friend. He's a good person. And we get along very well, even though we do have our issues. We argue, yes, but it's always stupid arguments that we have.
Wait, can
you
I
know.
interject though? The other thing about you guys though is that you both have really good friends to talk to. I
Yeah.
only say
if you
this
could say so yourself.
I am because I think that's also without saying anything. The fact of the matter is you can't have relationship with people without having other support mechanisms when it's about to fail or when you're about to have those moments where it's painful.
Mhm.
They've been together for a long time, but I know they've had some rocky moments, but they've sustained it because they've worked through it. And part of that is me. No, I'm just kidding.
But it's true. It's just like it's like someone seeing a therapist. You want to talk to somebody outside of your little circle who can see it from an outside point of view, can give their observation from an objective view. You know, everything that a person can live in a household with siblings, but those siblings don't live the same life.
Mm-hmm.
They have all lived different lives, even though they live in the same household. So it's kind of the same thing. You're in a relationship and you think everything's fine one way, he thinks it's another way, but you want to see it from another point of view. So you go to a therapist, you have good friends you can talk to, things like that. So that does help.
Yeah, and trust me, I was like, divorce him, bitch. Let him go. I'm not saying that for me. No, I love him. I love him. But I'm just saying it's not even, I'm kidding. It's not even about me. But I know I have very few friends who have stayed in marriages that I actually admire. Theirs is one of them because I know not the easy part, right? Because the true test of who we are isn't when things are easy. It's when things are hard. And if things are hard and it's not going to work, the best thing to do is to get away from each other. It is. So I'm not here to keep people together. I'm not. There's a reason why I'm not married. You know what I mean? But I just think that, you know, when you find that person who's your friend and you can work through it, it is magical. I don't believe in luck. So I hate that word. And the reason why I don't believe in luck is because if I believe in luck, I have to believe in bad luck. And I just can't. I can't imagine that there's those two forces for me. But I do think there's something beautiful about what happens when there's pain and you guys figure out how to work through it either way. Look, I'm great friends with Robert, who I thought was the love of my life or whatever. And I thought we were going to be together and whatever. And then I hated him for 9 years. Did you meet him? I was at brand new school when I was dating him. Okay, you probably didn't meet him. But anyways, so Robert, I mean, I hated him because he was the one that got away. You know how you say all this or whatever? He treated me like shit. And I, for 9 years, hated him, was angry with him, would not talk to him, whatever. And now he's in Colombia and I talk to him pretty regularly. He's a good friend. Like, I don't hate him and I'm not mad about that time period. But now we have a different form of that same friendship. You know what I mean? It's just different. And I don't regret it at all. I regret that it took me 9 years to get over him. You know what I mean? And now I look back and I'm like, what was I fucking thinking? You know what I mean? Like,
I think communication is probably, if it's not the biggest, it's one of the biggest keys. Like with my ex, it would frustrate me to no end. You should just know. I'm sorry. My telepathy is not working today. I didn't know. You didn't say anything. How do I know if you don't tell me? Like, that's a big thing.
She shouldn't have to tell you.
right. That's a man thing. I'm gonna side with her for a moment. No, I'm just kidding. Sorry, I needed to laugh a little bit.
It is all
Trying
about
not
the
to
joy.
code switch. I'm trying.
Kelly, your ESPN wasn't working.
Yeah, exactly.
Joel, you at least laughed a little bit.
Oh, this is normal for me.
Yeah. I feel bad. I wish I could help you in a different way. I wish I could figure it out for you, but you're happy, and I don't think you're interested in getting married again and getting into some deep relationship, right? So you're good.
I mean, I don't want to predict the future, but that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah. And you and your ex-wife are fine, and your kids are great, and so that's a blessing.
Kids are great.
Okay, yeah.
The kids are great. Yeah. I got that.
All right, we're just gonna move on. All right, so we're at the hour mark. Does anyone else want to share about Cynthia's bullshit Christmas crap?
I will just say, as a Jew, that I like Christmas time. I like Christmas cheer. And if someone wants to put the cheer up early and it makes them happy, then I am all for it.
No, Joel. No, you're supposed to side with the host of the show.
I already said you're right on something else.
Yeah, yeah. I only
Hey,
get
and Hanukkah and Christmas land on the same day this year.
Oh,
What?
interesting.
That's crazy. Yeah, Hanukkah's after
Hanukkah and
Christmas
Christmas.
this year.
Hanukkah. That's right. Oh, I got to deal with the whole Jewish part of the family too. I forget about that all the time.
Yeah, I know. Can I tell you what?
Yes.
Can I tell a Jewish joke that no one who's not Jewish really thinks is funny?
Okay,
But
because
the
I probably
Jews-
won't get it. But go ahead.
I just heard this. Rick, you're not Jewish, and Cynthia, you're not Jewish. But Carmen, you're Jewish. You're Jewish adjacent.
I'm
Right?
Jewish adjacent. Yeah.
All right. So Yaakov and Abraham were walking down the street, and they saw this big sign at the Baptist church that said, "We'll give you $500 if you convert." And Yaakov's like, "You know what? I'm gonna do it." Abraham's like, "What? Really?" He's like, "Yeah, fuck it." So he go 5 hours. Abraham's just waiting outside, and after 5 hours, Yaakov emerges from the church, and he's wearing a white seersucker suit with a top hat, and he's got a cane, and he walks up to Abraham. Abraham's like, "Oh my God, you did it? You converted?" And Yaakov's like, "Yeah, I did it. It was cool. It worked, and I'm in." And he's like, I don't understand. He's like, "Did they pay you?" And Yaakov says, "You people."
I don't get that. I don't get it. And I think if I got it, it wouldn't be funny.
I think I got it.
I didn't make it up, and I've told it to my
It's
Jew friends, and they all
stereotypical.
laugh. And I love that I
But
have a
it's
joke that you have to be
stereotypical.
in the group to understand.
I'm not in the group. I'm just adjacent.
That would be a whole interesting podcast episode. Is joke that sounds like This American Life, like jokes that only the in group gets.
You're gonna have to start your own podcast for that one because I'm a.
I'll just talk to Ira Glass.
Yeah. Really?
I mean, like,
Okay. All right.
I don't know him. But you
know.
know, it's interesting. In 1996, the Democratic Convention was in Chicago, where I lived. And
Yeah.
a friend of mine got me a gig to transcribe interviews, and it was for This American Life. And so I went to their office in Chicago and was just listening to interviews, and I'm a fast typer, and I was like, "But look," and they were talking to me about This American Life. And they're like, "You heard of us?" I was like, "No." I was Ira Glass. I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know what This American,"
Well,
and they were
people who
not
don't
pleased.
listen to PBS and don't listen to that podcast don't know who that is.
They were not pleased. Well, now it's like a thing. It's a franchise, but back then I was like in the presence of the great Ira Glass and didn't even know it.
That's so cool. Wow. Okay. Well, all right. Well, this was an interesting podcast today. Live stream. I feel so bad because I'm bummed that happened to you, but I'm glad you got to laugh a little bit. You know,
I thought he was frozen.
he's not frozen. He's just.
I'm not.
I know. I see him blinking.
I just got a lot going through my mind right now.
But you know what's so funny, Joel? Even if you didn't, this is kind of how you are. Rick
And
mentioned
I will take that as a weird ass compliment.
it
which
is a compliment. I'm saying Rick mentioned that last week. It's a compliment. You're very what's the word? Deep. and yet not so much. You know what I mean? Like, it's like both of those things at the same time. And I don't say that about very many people.
Sort of like a oil rig that goes deep, but it's just one tube.
That's right. Dork. All right. Well, everyone, thank you so much for stopping by, Joel. We're going to figure out your whole Facebook, Instagram crap thing. Let's see if we can get in touch with a few people and figure that out. But in the meantime, we're not going to be here next week on Thanksgiving. I know Rick and Cynthia probably didn't know that I wasn't going to have a show next week, but it's Thanksgiving. So
I'm hosting, so I'm cooking.
wait, I wasn't invited. What happened? What do you mean you're hosting?
I'm hosting. I'm doing all the
familia va a
cooking.
venir.
Some have to work. Some will be here.
I wasn't invited.
You don't need an invitation.
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, Rick, what are you doing for Thanksgiving?
We're all piling into my cousin's house. So yeah.
You're not
They can
cooking?
They can cook. I ain't trying to cook.
Okay,
They
that's
can
all that
cook.
matters.
Whew.
Joel, what you doing for Thanksgiving?
Taking my kids back home to Austin.
Oh, you're going to Texas.
Mm-hmm.
You
Gonna
go
get
to Texas a
authentic.
lot.
I'm excited because I get to meet one of our old family friends who is Hispanic, and I think it's Lockhart, and they're gonna make us authentic Mexican like tamales and buñuelos. Do you know what buñuelos are?
Awesome. Okay, that's
'Cause-
Thanksgiving.
And so my kids get to meet them and have like real Mexican or Tex-Mex. I don't know.
That's awesome. Okay, I'm jealous about that. That's really good. All right, everyone. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. We'll see you in 2 weeks. In the meantime, remember, we do have All About the Joy swag on the website, and also follow us on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on LinkedIn, and on TikTok. And we'll see you guys next week. And remember, it really is all about the joy. Bye, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.